English dub doesn't capture the same type of tone as the Japanese sub, whereas the character might seem goofy.
Just laugh.
But then in the English, and then they feel like more harder or more just like sterner in the sub. I will say, I think as a golden rule, I think whatever you watch first, and a lot of people are going to disagree with us because I mean, I get it online all the time. Anytime that I even mention the dub as being better, I get everybody like, yo, fuck you, sub. Welcome into the Over 9,000 podcast. You guys can always, obviously subscribe, like, comment, and share. That definitely helps us with fight against the age-old battle against the algorithm. I think we're going to be on Apple, and we are on Spotify as well. Just gotta look up the Over 9,000 podcast. I'm your host, Vintage Rush, or you can just call me Rush. You can find me on Instagram at VintageRush616. Go ahead and tell them about yourself, Rashid. Where can they find you?
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Rashid. You can find me on Instagram at ZombieHulk2149.
And my name is Romeo, or you can find me on Instagram as Retros. I also stream on Whatnot.
I think a good topic to just get into right off the bat is the age-old battle and between subbed and dubbed. And so I think everybody can just go, everybody can kind of go from here. But Romeo, I mean, subbed or dubbed, where you at?
Okay, yeah. So I mean, when you're watching anime, whether it be dub or sub, people often prefer sub because, it's the original. You're getting the most emotional value out of the actual characters. But I feel like, of course, dub, we're all English. So dub is always, in my opinion, it's better because you're able to do other things while you're watching it, right? You don't have to put 1,000% focus. Because
multitask,
when it comes to subtitles, you're constantly, looking at the text. You look down at your food. It just sounds like gibberish. You look back up. Oh, yes. I know what they're saying now. It's like a battle between your attention, but it's tough. I say certain animes I prefer in dub, certain animes I prefer in sub. But yeah, I mean, we could think of like some animes that are probably better in dub or better in sub, and then debate on that.
Definitely. What about you, Rashid? Where are you on this subject? I mean,
me, honestly, it's whatever I hear first. Because if it's on Netflix or Crunchyroll, Netflix sometimes they'll just go straight to English, to the English dub, and then if that's what I hear first, that's just what's gonna lock in my head.
True.
But I don't know. Sometimes some subs just don't hit for me. Okay. And then some dubs just sound better. In my opinion, I say Steins Gate is one of an example. Like the dubbed is just, I find it better.
Yeah.
Than the subbed, just because I don't know, the dub just feels like it has a little bit more emotion to it.
Right.
But honestly, it's just whatever I hear first, because then that's just what I'm gonna attach to.
No, I definitely will say that, number one, whatever I hear first has becoming a thing with me. It just depends. Like if I have to watch it in the subbed, I mean, those voices, they kind of just stick with me, and then that's that. And if the English dub doesn't capture the same type of tone as the Japanese sub, whereas the character might seem goofy, but then in the English, and then they feel like more harder or more just like sterner in the sub, then that's what really throws it out of line for me. I think overall, I will say, I think as a golden rule, I think whatever you watch first, and a lot of people are going to disagree with us because, I mean, I get it online all the time. Anytime that I even mention the dub as being better, I get everybody like, yo, fuck you.
Everybody gets
immediately mad.
Torches and pitchforks, man.
Yeah, among the community. But, I mean, I think one of the biggest examples of that, just being older, would be Cowboy Bebop. Everybody says, that is a legendary dub. And then, obviously that's what everybody watched first. I mean, I think we were forced to watch the movie in sub when it first came out, the Cowboy Bebop movie, and that kind of just threw everybody off. But I would say, man, like, this is such a hard question. And the reason why I want to say that is that, like, when I was watching the Chainsaw Man movie recently, I really wanted to go back and watch it in the dub because there's so much action and there's just so much going on that it sucks having to read the words while watching the action.
That's a big dilemma. That's a big dilemma about it, yeah.
And so it's like,
you got to pick your poison on what you want to do. Do you want to know what's going on, or do you want to see what's going on?
And so when you have a high action, anime, you want to be able to watch it. And, you can only really watch it in the dub. And then the sub, you're more reading the storyline. You can kind of watch it, you kind of cannot. But if you want to sit back and just have a good time, I think the dub is going to be a little bit better. But I do agree 1,000% with Rashid.
Yeah.
It's wherever
you start.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there has been times where Dragon Ball Super. Where they got Goku sounding like a fucking dork.
I was actually going to bring up Dragon Ball Super too. I originally watched it in Japanese, and I was excited for the dub to come out because for a long period of time when Dragon Ball Super's episodes were coming out, there was no dub.
Right.
But when we got the dub, I was so disappointed. The sub sounded way better. I was like, I can't even. Yeah. Could not even get into it at all.
Whoever did. I think it's actually the same voice actor, so people are going to be mad. But, listen, nobody talks about this, but the thing is that people's voices, they change over time. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
And, the guy that did Goku at 26, 30, he sounded like shit when he was 50. You know what I mean? Or maybe it was the way that he was directed, too.
Could be that, yeah.
Maybe they wanted Goku to be lighter, more... cornier, more like hillbilly-ish, and definitely in the Super dub, I couldn't even watch it. It was just like, bro, shut the Hi, I'm Goku. Oh man, I need to leave with my tractor. You know what I mean?
So off.
That was actually one of the funnier moments of Super is when he's like, oh no, and he like grabs his tractor.
Yeah,
and then on the way out. But but yeah, no, I definitely Super was just like, bro, what? Like, so yeah, it definitely comes down to a lot of different factors, man. Number one, I think, as a rule, is Rashid's rule. Whatever you hear first. You know what I mean? And then I think where I'm going to give sub the nod, where I'm going to say is better, is because it's almost never off. Where the English dub sometimes is off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where
you mean like the translations?
The voices.
Oh, the voices.
The character voices. It's almost never like, damn, like that don't fit in the sub. Whereas the dub, sometimes you watch it and you're just like, yeah,
they don't fit.
This does not fit.
One other thing about dubbed anime that bothers me is that they reuse actors all the time. So, for example, Piccolo. Very distinct voice.
True.
He has the same voice, or Piccolo's voice actor voices Zoro in One Piece in the dub. Yep. And I feel like I'm always hearing the same voices. And it really messes with me because I'm like, that's Piccolo. But like, you know what I mean? Like there's
Wolverine plays.
Actors.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm forgetting his name. But the Wolverine voice actor, he's in a whole lot of stuff.
Damn.
Steve. I'm assuming Steve Blum is the name.
No, you're probably right. I'm not one of those people, but some people are like they know the voice actors' names.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I'll just say you're good, you're bad.
Yeah, but like I get what you're saying. Like they do use the same voice actors all the time. But I guess it's also like they know how to fluctuate their voices in a way to where you can say that this is a different character.
Kind of.
But it is kind of hard to like differentiate. If that's what you first heard him as, like if I heard him as Wolverine first, right. So then if I watch something else down here, I'm like, that's the Wolverine voice actor.
I remember when they switched Inuasa's voice from season 4 to 5.
Ooh.
And it was like, no, that's
somebody.
Like I know who that is.
That's a great point.
That was actually like I know who that is. I think I want to say it's Spike's voice or somebody's like it was just like super recognizable, and it was like, whoa.
It really throws it off because a voice in a character is everything. It really conveys their emotion, their the way they convey themselves. Right? If my voice changed out of nowhere, you'd be like, "Who are you?" right? If my voice just completely changed out of nowhere, right? Yep. You'd be like, who is this guy, right? So like, what aspect about like the early anime, like Ranma?
Oh my gosh, Ranma had a big.
They changed his voice. After like season 4
into Inuyasha's first. So Inuyasha's first 4 seasons voice was Ranma's change in voice, and then Inuyasha had another change to somebody else in the middle of season 5. They just switched it. Yeah, but no, you're right.
It was unwatchable for me at that point.
Yeah, it was fucked up.
I couldn't even watch season 5. I mean, I was loving the show, of course. Ranma, I grew up with it, but I was like, oh man, I can't do this no more.
No, that's true. That's true. That's actually a really good point. I mean, them using the same actors. It's almost like I say this all the time. Like, bro, when we did a topic on it, Robert Downey Jr. as Doom, it's like when you use the same actor over and over again, you try to hide him as a different character. I think the Mandalorian ended up being one of those guys too as well, where Pedro was just in everything.
Oh
yeah, Pedro Pascal. Yeah,
and it was just like, why? And I think it's the same thing. And it was probably even worse with the voices because it was just like, damn, bro, you can, an actor's an actor. He kind of has to be in there. Maybe he has a following. And I guess the same is starting to happen with the voices because there are people that are fans of the voices.
Oh, of course. I mean,
they always pop up at conventions
and meetups.
You'll see lines.
There's tons of lines.
Yeah. People are fans of the voices. I've never been one of those people. I'm more just like, hey, if you do a good job, you do a good job. Mm-hmm. But I am starting to feel a lot like Romeo. Like, bro, I don't want to hear the same voice over and over again. Like, get somebody new in here, dog. You know what I mean? And I definitely feel that. I think just as a whole, I got to say the sub is a little bit better. Because it's just more original, but a great dub will beat
a sub
every time.
A great dub every time. I think
every single time.
That's also like a thing. Like a great dub will beat a sub. Like the dub of Cowboy Bebop. Like you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like, I'm good.
I don't think you've seen anybody watch Cowboy Bebop in sub.
Yeah,
like I don't think I've walked up to somebody and they're watching it in sub. You're like,
no, and I just feel like that was just like. That was the first one where all the actors were able to do their own thing because they didn't think anybody was going to watch it. And Cowboy Bebop was supposed to be like a project that just got. So Cowboy Bebop was supposed to be like a Gundam, Gundam anime, and it was supposed to be meant to sell the mechas.
Yeah.
And then the guy, I don't know, man. There was so much shit coming out that it kind of got lost in the shuffle and nobody really supervised it. And then the guy showed them the first episodes and they were just like,
nah, just do whatever you want.
They were like, what the fuck? Like, this is not like a toy anime.
I'm not
gonna sell
how are we going to market? How are we going to market
action
this?
Figures, but they were like, we already gave you the budget. We already did this. Just go ahead, finish up the 24 episodes. We'll try to sell it overseas and just get our money back. Basically, they're just like, look, man, we'll just try to get our money back.
Exactly.
Call it a day. So when it got to the English dub, they just let the voice actors do whatever they wanted. And then you see what happened. It became one of the most iconic dubs to ever hit. But moving on to the next subject. But I think we all can agree on a couple principles. Whatever you heard first.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. And then number 2 is the dub any good? Because if the dub's good, it's going to beat out the sub, right?
Yeah.
Of course. But I mean, one aspect though is that like when it comes to the sub and dub is that the Japanese culture and language and the way they talk when converted to English, it kind of overlaps because like when something that sounds smooth in Japanese doesn't sound as smooth in English. You know what I mean? Like when they speak it, you're like, that's a weird sentence. So like for Demon Slayer, I felt like the sub was like amazing for that one.
Okay.
But when I watched it in English, I'm like, I think like for Cowboy Bebop, right? When you're saying that the dub is way better, Cowboy Bebop is a more serious anime. It's like a little bit more westernized.
Right.
So like the dub works really well for it. But some anime, it's like, I don't know. It's hard for it to be in English.
And like even the Dan anime recently, I was so impressed by the dub.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah, I was like, this dub is fucking amazing. And
that's awesome. I'm shocked for that one.
Yeah, no, the dub was amazing in Dan. And the one thing I will say, the one old school one, but I remember like Lupin the Third. when it got like a dub, it made a reference to Shaq. And to like what was going on around like the time. So maybe Lupin was set like in the 70s or 80s, right? But they got a hold of it in the US in the 90s or whatever. And the dude was, I remember the dude, Gijin, he was just like, yeah, man, that's just like, hey, that's just like Shaq in the paint. And I was like, what? I was like, what? And I was like, he said something about Shaq. And I was like, no way. So sometimes I like it when the voice actors will make it like.
Try to bother
They try to make it their own.
Yeah.
They try to like. Because you're right. Going on what you're saying, you're right. Like sometimes it doesn't fit. Then they're just like, I'll say this a different way, and they kind of refer to American pop culture and that. And I always used to like the gems that they used to do in the old dubs. They used to, they might talk about Shaq. They might be like, hey man, that's a Jordan. You know what I mean? And like that was their way of like, it doesn't fit, so I'm gonna make it fit more of American culture. But so probably one of the biggest topics for us, and is for me especially, is going to be anime fashion.
Ooh, yes.
And, what are your guys' thoughts on that? I mean, is it dorky? Is it corny? Is it cool? Is it in? I mean, what Rashid, man? I know Rashid loves to go crazy with the pants and just, he loves it. So how do you feel about anime fashion?
Yep. I'm all for it, to be honest. I'm all for anime fashion. I'm not going to lie, there are some corny looking ones out there,
of course.
But I mean, if you look in the right place, you'll be able to find them. Like, it's crazy how much stuff is out there, like for the anime culture, because it has grown so much. But I also find it interesting the way they style their clothes, because sometimes they'll have like your clothes, like they'll have the screen printed design on them. And then you'll have clothes that are inspired by the characters, so you'll have their whole outfit, kind of. So I find that kind of cool, where you could do both those. But I don't know. I'm all for it. I'm all for the pants. I'm for the shirts. The shit. If you like anime, go for it, man.
Yeah, I mean, anime fashion's the best. I mean, there's the worst end where it's Hot Topic graphic tees, super corny. You know what I mean? Little kids are wearing that, trash. And then, like you were saying, there's like minimalistic, right? Where maybe they'll put like a little logo on it or whatever from the anime. But I do love what we do at Vintage Rush, which is like away from that boxy look, away from the graphic, but also just like a masterpiece, like truly showcasing everything about it, and then starting conversations, breaking necks. I mean, that's why I think anime fashion is the best.
That's how I started working here.
You're able to convey your personality.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I asked somebody about a jacket. I'm like, where do you get it?
Exactly.
That man almost gatekeep me. I ain't gonna lie. He almost gatekeep me, and I was like, where'd you get that? He's like, he turns around. He
was not trying to show you.
I like your fit. I'm gonna show you. I was like, oh, thank God, bro. I'm like, thank God I'm wearing these anime pants and anime shirts, because that man was about to gatekeep me from this whole jacket, bro.
I'll say it is the worst. Yeah, you know what? I'll say it's bad, and I'll say it's pretty much bad, and that's why I exist. Because I literally was just like, this is fucking dog shit. And there's no way I'm too cool to wear any of this shit. So I'm going to have to make it cool. And, shout out to a lot of my inspirations like Peyote. They were a big inspiration for me. I think it's some of the design aspects. But truly, the thing that I was most frustrated about was that everything that you can get from everybody else was always so inside the box and token, where the reason why we watched anime, because it was outside the box and not token. Right? Like it was, Goku, nigga cut Frieza in half. And that nigga was bleeding and shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, like Krillin got fucking murdered. You know what I mean? Like, you're watching anime and shit, bitches' tits are hanging out, their ass is popping out. That's why we watching the shit.
Exactly.
We not watching the shit to be inside the box.
It should be extreme.
It should be extreme. You should have somebody getting their fucking throat ripped out. Somebody should be getting their head ripped off. Somebody should, I should damn near be able to see the bitch's tits. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to encompass the things that really brought me to the thing that's like the beautiful artwork. I didn't want to token pose with Goku like.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I say it's the worst, is because it was so bad that I had to come into the game to make my own shit. That's why. And then also, I think it's also the worst because, unfortunately, and it's really not that their fault. There has been a couple brands, I think like Upland or whatever, where I don't like a lot of their shit, but a couple of their fleeces looked really good, where they were putting the Majin Buu with the pink fleece and adding a little couple things into it to make it like really nice and great. But the thing is that why I say it's the worst, not Upland, because they do some cool shit. They do some cool shit. They also are nowhere near my level.
Hypeland?
Hypeland, yeah. They're nowhere near my level, but they do some cool stuff.
I'm not gonna lie, they do have cool. I did buy that jacket.
Yeah,
I bought that Boo jacket.
Yeah, and I think the problem is that like the inspired stuff isn't high end enough. It's always a cheap fabric.
Yeah,
it's always bad. Now Hypeland, I haven't had any of their products, but they look like they might be a little bit more upscale.
Yeah, like the Boo Sherpa jacket. It is a pretty good quality. It's really
pretty
good quality. Yeah.
Right? It looks like it's a pretty good quality.
Yeah.
And so, like, for me, I know I keep talking about it and I want to do it, is that I see that there's a lot of big things that we can do in anime, but the cut and the texture and the feel has to be right, because that's what's missing in the industry, is that you might have something that's inspired by it. Like, I'll just say like some of the, like maybe just some of the shirts that you could like a
trunks jacket.
Like a trunks jacket, right? It's always a cheap ass quality. It's never like a really nice like denim. It's never really like cut right to perfection, and it's never really like fitted, tailored right.
Yeah.
To really, so you can see that it's the trunks jacket, but also it's a wearable, yeah, like a really wearable trunks jacket. Like to where
it's not just cosplay.
Yeah, whereas like it's not like cheap, where you touch it and it's like, oh, this is crap. You know what I mean? And I think that's where a lot of times that's where I came in the picture, because I make like the best blanks, the best ink, the best artwork, and so it's like this is the best shirt you can possibly get. Whereas like the stuff that sells way more than I do, like at your local Hot Topic, is going to be like DTF, it's going to be DTG, it's going to be on a thin blank, you know what I mean, with a small collar, and so it's like it's the worst because it gets the worst quality production, and it could be the best. Like I think maybe my next iteration, if I get enough money, will be to make the clothes high end and tailored and cut the right way, so where you see it and you're like, damn, this is like anime expired. Like this is like the it could even be like the polo from Attack on Titan. It could be the vest from Attack on Titan. But it has the right cut, and it feels, and it's quality, like it's real leather. So where you feel like, okay, I can actually wear
walk
this.
Walk out
you
the
know
house
what I mean?
with
And
this.
I don't just have to wear this to like a cosplay event
or an event.
Yeah, where you can have some pride behind it, where you're like, oh, this is nice. Even if I made a dress shirt from I'm just trying to think like maybe like the Gundam Wing dress shirt, where it was a dress shirt, but it was cut and the lines were right to where it looked like it was from an anime, and you're like, damn, that's tight. Even with the jeans, even with a lot of the different things, like you could do even the pants from Trunks, or you could do even the pants from Goku, but you had to make it cut right and make it, the materials high end, like enough to where like, okay, this is legit. Like when you look at like Goku's pants, right? There's like a gi, and like if you ever do jiu-jitsu, there's like a high end gi, and it's like it's like the right canvas, and you got to get the right cut. So when I say it's the worst, it's because it's not developed enough, but it could be the best. It could be the best. I mean, we could have motherfuckers walking around looking like nigga the character, and you're like, oh, that's the polo from Attack on Titan. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you're like, oh, that's tight. Like that's cut right, and you can see the difference between a low quality one and a high quality one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, I think that's always been like my next vision. I've always been trying to thinking about how I can make the Luffy sandal, but like the Yeezy foam, where it's a nice foam. It's, you know, cut right. It's blocky, but it's cut right. So you kind of get the reference, but you also are like this. I
the
could wear
comfortability,
this.
yeah.
Exactly, I could wear this. Like it's, you know, I think a lot of it times it comes down to shape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so yeah, like I'm trying to get the right shape, and then the materials. Like, you know, you could put a piece of shit fucking rope in there, like the one you get from Temu, or you could put a high quality rope, and you could, and then people could, once they look at it, they're like, oh, I can tell this is a nice sandal.
Yeah.
But and on top of that, I get the reference.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I think that's what it's missing. So when I say it's the worst, it's because, you know, it just hasn't gotten that right push yet, like that right touch. Like if my man Kanye would have came out with the Akira jacket that he loves and cut it right and then mass produced it and put it at like $300-400, like, yeah, that could have been a thing. That could have been like the first
step.
that could have been the first like really high end anime push thing. So yeah, I mean, Yeezy, if you're listening, you missed it, but you didn't, because now you could actually do it.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, because I know he always loves the aesthetic of Akira.
Yeah.
So yeah, stuff like that. Like, yeah, that jacket. Like if somebody did that jacket right, but actually did it right, like a real race jacket, but inspired by the anime, and you got the right cut, you got the right lines, and even you got the right design on it, where it looks like it's actually from the anime, it could work. It could work. So I think it's missing that high end touch. And I think when you think about these characters, in my mind, I think about how cool the lines are and how cool it's cut.
Yeah, because they always look fucking cool when they're in their clothes.
Sick as fuck.
Yeah, they be aura farming in their own clothes, bro. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
let me go stand up on the building real quick and just.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I want to be feeling cool like that when I'm walking around town, bro. Like, what do you like? Yeah.
They're always aura farming, and so when I look at anime clothes, I look at it as like, damn, that shit's gotta be cut right. You know what I mean? And whereas like the stuff that we actually get is not cut right, and it's cheap, and it's like meant for one use. Whereas it's not meant to be like, nah, this is a show. Like, I'm gonna wear this jacket for the next 5-10 years. You know what I mean? So I think that's why I say it's the worst, but that's why I say it's the potential to be the best.
Nah, I mean, if everyone just had a better perspective of it, like if that big push was made, like with Kanye and that Akira jacket, like anime fashion could totally be on the other aspect where.
It should, in my opinion, like he said, anime fashion should be the high-end fashion.
I agree.
Right now we're in the low-end fashion, and a lot of it has to do with just his fan base, right? I mean, most people that watch anime are 90% of them are poor. Not poor, but
they're not going out their way to go buy a whole bunch of clothes.
Designers.
Yeah, designer.
The otaku. The guy that's more of the bookworm. The guy that
it's more figures.
Yeah,
that's figures true. And like manga books.
Figures and
the
manga
demographic,
books and Pokemon. Right. It's not like for the cool motherfuckers. All right, so moving on from anime fashion into Invincible.
Ooh, man, I'm excited for that.
I mean, Invincible has always been great. I will make the take that Mark is one of the shittiest superheroes of all time. He's a pile of shit. He deserves to be murdered. And he's responsible for millions of deaths. You know what I mean? And I was very offended when he just decided to let a lot of people die because his fucking girlfriend was beat up and in the hospital. And I mean, and he was all like, nigga, I ain't gonna go save the world. I'm gonna let people die.
Was that the episode
I'm sad.
With the electric guy?
I think it was. It was the newest season, I think.
Yeah. Because I'm like, why didn't he just go talk to this man? That's all he wanted to do. Literally the whole episode, this electric guy just wanted to talk to Invincible.
Right?
Yeah. And he never did. He never just pulled up and said, hey, bro, my bad. I know I kind of killed everybody because my dad was fighting me. Yeah. He could have just been like, bro, it's my dad. Like, it's my dad. He was whooping my ass. I really couldn't do shit about it.
Really
but, like, he didn't say any of that. He just was like, bro, stop doing it. Why? It wasn't my. It was like bro, the way he handled the situation, I felt like he could have just handled it better.
I felt like he was like the villain. Like his girl got beat up, and then nigga said, "I quit."
Yo, he's like, you know what? Forget about the world. Forget about everybody else.
Good,
and you know what I didn't like is that they even they doubled down in the situation where he could have been depressed, and then they could have just cut to like Rexplode and all those guys fighting and doing. No, man, they doubled and tripled down. The guy was just like, so you're just not gonna go out there and just let people die? And he's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. And I'm like,
because they're like, why is he mad? Why? Like, bro, he's telling you why he's mad.
Yeah.
He showed up 4 different times for you, and you just like, it could have been avoided. Like, literally, that whole shit could have been avoided if he showed up the first time.
Yeah.
I just don't know what they was thinking.
I don't know why they had to make him look so bad. Like, he was already looking bad, and I was cool with that. But then they had to like double down and be like, "Hey, Mark, why are you not going out there?" And he's just like, "Man, fuck that shit." They're like, people are dying, Mark. He's like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck. He's hurt." And they're like, "She's gonna live,
right?"
And she's gonna be live. She might be okay. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to do this anymore. And it's like, then it's like literally 5 days later, and then it literally goes 5 days later, and then he's like, all right, I'll go out there. And then it's like, man, millions of people have died.
But yeah, after 5 days, like, I guess
I ain't gonna lie. Directors ain't had to do him like that, man. They could have just, he could have just been sad, and they could have just said 5 days later.
At that point, if he said he was just sad and depressed because his girl died, I would have been like, all right, I get that, but get your ass moving. But come on now. But nah, you're right. They did double down. They just said, man, bump that guy.
Man. They like really made him look bad. I was like, damn. All right. But what about you, Romeo? You excited? You excited?
I'm excited. You know what I mean? The new season coming out. The last season was absolutely crazy. The whole Invincible War arc with all the alternate versions of Mark.
Crazy.
Invincible, the show itself, definitely one of the best things Prime Video has ever made. It's super great. I love, I feel like the characters all have a lot of soul. The voice acting is really great.
True. I do like the voice acting.
The animation leaves much to be desired. But I will say that, like, overall, definitely one of my favorite superheroes, favorite superhero shows. Yeah. Just because it's more dark, it's more realistic, it's more gory. It's like, such a departure from like Marvel and even DC almost. Like it gets pretty. It gets pretty.
It levels up. It levels up.
Yeah, exactly.
And it has great characters. Adam Eve, the whole, obviously Omni-Man,
I'm ready for Battle Beast to come back, bro. That man, the episode he came in, bro, I was like, what he about to do? He whooped everybody on that team. Then he whooped Invincible. He just, bro, the scene where he hit him in the chest with his hat, his mace? What is that, a mace? And he goes, ugh. Yeah. I'm like, bro, that was crazy. Yeah. And then he saw his dad up in the air just floating, watching him get whooped. And then he flies away. I'm like, damn. But his dad did say, don't go. You're not ready. And sure enough, he was not ready for that shit.
Man. Mark's had it rough. He lives his whole childhood basically a normal human. Right, and then, like, at the end of high school, he throws a freaking trash bag super high up. And now he's a superhero. And now his dad just flips a switch. He's like, all right, man. You ready now? And the amount of things he's gone through. Man.
That flip switch so quick when he taught him how to fly and he was throwing a punch. Yeah. He's like, nah, you throw it like this. And he punched him right in his head.
Yo, Mark was never ready.
He was not ready for that shit at all, bro.
The whole fight with Conquest. There's just so much. Such brutal.
Nah, it was crazy.
Such brutality. Yeah, the anime's crazy. The show is crazy.
The show is crazy. I always remember like I was watching The Boys and shit, and then The Boys ended, and they're like, oh, this Invincible shit's up next. And you know me, I'm always just the type of person that just like, I'll just give it a shot. Whatever, cool. Click it. And so we're getting to like the end of like the first episode, and I'm just like, man.
Like a generic superhero show.
So generic.
Exactly. It was like, man, this shit's garbage. And then I was like, this is like a bootleg,
Justice League, the DC heroes whatever. Coming in there.
And that end scene where he starts murdering all those motherfuckers, all those superheroes. I was like, oh.
That left you for like, bro, what the hell is this show?
I was like, oh, we got something here.
No.
I was like, oh, there might be something here. Okay, all right. And then it just took me on the ride the first season, and it was great. And it's a great show. I think it's a great show. Outside of Mark, I think he's probably one of the worst parts of the show. And even like,
what about Amber?
I mean.
Man,
Amber first season was ass. I'm not gonna lie. Amber first season was fucking trash, bro. I was like, why? Just get with Eve, bro.
No, she makes me mad because there's so many points where, like, Invincible, he's doing his thing. He needs to save the world, and when Amber reveals to him, they're like, oh yeah, I've known this whole time. You just think to yourself, like, why were you mad?
Yeah, like, why were you being like this the whole time then if you knew he was saving the fucking world, bro? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Like, tripping on him for nothing.
I mean, I kind of like that, they were building up to the Adam Eve moment. But, yeah, honestly, man, I don't know why. What's up with the director? I don't know why he doesn't like Mark. Like, even, like, the beginning of this last season, we're like, oh, shit, it's been a while. Mark's gotten way fucking strong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's watch him go.
Yeah.
Sometimes
go crazy.
Sometimes, like, the thing that people like about Solo Leveling and even One Punch Man, sometimes, man, you just like, sometimes you want to see the main character get his ass beat every fucking episode. Sometimes you just want to see the nigga boss up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And beat niggas' asses. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just want to see motherfucker come out like, what's up? And they were like giving that moment for Mark, and it was all set up. Like, oh yeah, it's been a long layoff.
Yeah, they were.
Niggas been training, right? Yeah, let's see.
He's in that chamber, lifting that super heavy.
Yeah, let's go see him whoop some ass. Nigga.
Yep.
Nah. This nigga gets saved by Adam Eve in the first episode. He all getting his fucking ass beat by the mole man and shit. And it's just
ridiculous.
What's happening
sometimes
here?
I just be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? It's like, yo, how that motherfucker come in and rip the world man apart?
He's getting the Vegeta
I agree.
treatment.
Yeah. He's like, and he be whining and shit. You be like, God damn, dog. Like, yo, I mean, I get it. Like, he can whine a little bit. Like, we're all cool with some whining.
Yeah.
But damn, dog. And then at one point, they were just like, all right, 5 days go by. And it was just like, yeah, so I love the series almost like outside of Mark. Like,
he said everything like but Mark.
Robot and Monster Girl.
Yeah, I love everything, but
Robot's cool.
They could show Mark some more love. So if you're watching this, whoever the director is, man, y'all hold this nigga in the first episode for no reason. No reason. You had no reason to do that, man. You could have let the nigga be a boss one time.
At least for the first episode.
I just want to see the man make some progress. I don't want to see him get saved by Adam Eve. I don't want to see him down bad. Like, what's going to happen? I'm just like, what?
It almost made the whole Conquest fight make less sense because in that fight, he's literally going all out. He's fighting this like hundreds of years older Viltrumite with tons of more experience. But the fact that he got bodied in the previous aspects of the show, and now, oh my God, okay, now he can take down Conquest. I mean, although Eve helped,
right.
Still, it was like that kind of loosened it.
See, I thought he was just gonna like he was losing it, and then when his little brother pulled up, I thought that's when he was gonna all right, bro. I'm about to whoop your ass. But that man
crack his back.
Boy,
he bane him.
He did not care if he was a kid or not. He was whooping his ass too, bro. I was like, bro, that.
And see, that's sometimes that's what you gotta love about Invincible, just the brutality of it, and just the crazy thing. I know I was really excited when the girl showed up, the Viltrumite girl. I was like, oh, she could
with the whips, with the
nah, Alyssa, I think
the big
big
Viltrumite. Yeah, when she showed up, I was like, nah, bro, they gonna have to rape this nigga right now. I was like, they gonna show it.
It comes later in the comics. I was scared too.
I was like, oh, they gonna go there? Ooh, let's see this shit. They gonna rape this nigga? This shit gonna be funny as hell. I mean, they didn't do it yet. They still have the opportunity to do it because I guess in the comic they didn't go that far. Like they did the right thing that they were supposed to do in that moment. But at the time I didn't know that. I was like,
are they gonna do it?
I just knew that happened.
No, it happens later in the comics.
Yeah, it happens later.
She comes in the beginning to just like whatever, but then later she'll come back. So the scene could still happen.
Yeah, when she showed up, I was like,
That's wild, bro.
Oh my God! I was like, how graphic are they gonna go?
Yeah. How far will they show this shit, bro?
She's like choking him. Fucking get hard. You know, like I just, you know, how is this gonna work? You know what I mean?
Yeah. How could you? Somebody forcing you to, bro. I don't think I could, bro.
I don't know. It'd be tough. I do wonder
they
about
some
that.
Viagra in you. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, that could work.
Yeah, well, that would.
Some Viagra could work, but yeah, sometimes like I be saying all the time, like I have some homeboys in the hood, bro. They will fuck anything that moves, and that shit is so fucking disgusting.
What the fuck?
Like anything. I didn't see niggas pull up with a girl with a mustache and 400 pounds, and I'd be like, yo, I don't even know how the fuck
how
you
get
dick?
up on that.
I was like, how'd you even get up? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know it. So yeah, so it is true, you know, for all the women out there, you know, not every guy just gets fucking hard right off the bat. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Like, not niggas don't just fucking get. Now, some do. Some do.
Yeah, there are people out there.
No, some do. Some do. Some just get hard right off the bat, and I don't even know how they do it. But I mean, yeah. So it's really interesting.
Nigga, that's a skill.
Like, how do you rate Mark? You know what I mean? Like. Yeah, how does his shit get even hard?
Like, how do you do that?
Oh, he was into it. That's the only plausible.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that would be the only plausible way to.
Right, like, part of him was into it. Yeah, you know, maybe she just has to start talking to him nasty. You know what I mean? Like you know, stroking him and shit. Like, oh yeah, Mark, get hard. Ooh, you know you want.
Yeah, maybe she didn't just straight up choke the nigga and just said, get hard, nigga.
She had to rip open her shit. Like, oh. And he's like, damn, she is kind of fine. She does have a good body. And then she's like, come here, motherfucker. And like, yeah, it's going to be interesting how they do that. I'll just say that much.
Yeah. Yeah, when that scene
realistically, you're right. He ain't going to just be on rock all of a sudden. You know what I mean? The nigga ain't going to just be like, oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like a girl, obviously a girl, you know, she don't have to be nothing. It's just...
well, okay, we know. You don't gotta say that.
But a man needs a little bit of.
Okay. You know
what I mean? Yeah.
Of course.
Most men, I would say, need some type of coercing, you know, something, man. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting how they do that.
Yeah, the new season. I know we're gonna be introduced to Dinosaurus.
Okay,
I believe, which is like the world-ending big red dinosaur from the comics.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
super intelligent dinosaur. So that's gonna be a really cool.
When's this new season drop?
It's literally dropping like next week. I think March 15th, somewhere around there. It's coming out really soon. All right.
That is pretty soon.
Which is crazy because they've been really consistent with releasing these new seasons. Like I remember, like
it's only been like a year and a half.
Yeah, about like a year, maybe even less than a year, honestly. Which is great. I'm so excited. I mean, it's been.
That's what these animes need to be doing.
I mean, like I did say,
they need to
still fresh.
What is it? Consistency. There you go.
Hey, listen, man, these motherfuckers could do this shit in the 90s. I don't know why the fuck they can't do it now.
Yep, with all the modern innovation.
Xena never missed a goddamn Xena
never missed a goddamn Friday.
Friday, all right? She had a new episode, a new season every year. You know, Xena got like 10 fucking seasons. You know, like all those Star Trek. You think fucking Star Trek missed a goddamn season, man? Them niggas were on for 20 seasons straight. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, it's possible.
Yeah,
so One Piece, Netflix, get off your ass, man. Hey, like I be saying, but this is what I've been saying for a long time, though. I've been saying this for a long time. Like, stop hiring high-end actors. Like, you hire Luffy, you tell this motherfucker, listen, bitch, you're fucking Luffy for the next 6 years. You're not working on shit else. And if you don't want to be Luffy, then get the fuck up.
Unfortunately, episode 4 and part of episode 5 of the Over 9000 podcast was lost. I wanted to post what was left of episode 5. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope it was enjoyable. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. If you want to watch episode 4, it is available in its audio form on Apple and Spotify. And also episode 5 is as well. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful night. Like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.